Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Grumman Pilot YouTube channel. And today we're going to talk about the 1929 K5 Air Coach. We talked about it in Hangar Flying. Mark Matthews got a ride in this only one of its kind flying airplane. So stay tuned for some more pictures and some more information. So we would like to ask you please subscribe, hit the like button, and hit the notify to stay current with our content. I don't care how many times I see it. I love watching it go by, and even more love hearing those big radial engines go by. But anyway, this is a 1929 Kushner K5 Air Coach, and Rich Harrison was nice enough to set me straight on this. It's the only one of its kind that's been fully restored back to pristine flying condition, and it's making the rounds, letting people know about who it is. There are others that are in museums, but this was like the mini Ford TriMotor Air Coach back in the day, and it was up at Independence, Oregon. And here you can see it's been around for a while, since 1929. We don't dress like that too much anymore, but those are the two historical photos I have of that particular aircraft and its journey along the way to wind up where it is today. But anyway, it's been making the rounds, and Mark Matthews was lucky enough to get a ride in it the other night at Independence, Oregon, and got to go around the pattern. I don't know if he was in the high-speed pass or not, but it was one of the air coaches back in the early days of air coaching, when airplanes like this flew around all over the country, bringing people from point to point. Because at that point, remember, we didn't have the road system that we have today. So if you had to get somewhere and you didn't want to spend a while, as a matter of fact, I have a book written by a gentleman in New Orleans documenting his family's trip in their Ford back in the early days before there were highways, and having to get it across streams and across fields, getting their way from Chicago to New Orleans. So we've come a long way in travel. But anyway, here's some nice pictures of it, well illuminated with the three motors. And by the way, those are Kenner 100 horsepower motors each. And if you read the web, you'll find out that they do not have electric start. They must be hand propped. So there you go, 300 horsepower under the wing and in the nose for that airplane. Now the engines look pretty nice, especially when you see this point from the cockpit where they embedded the gauges into the engine cowling, so you'd be able to see it from inside the cockpit without having to have a gauge reporting remotely, which would be difficult back in the day with struts and everything. But anyway, it's a nice looking aircraft, NC-612 Alpha. This one's in a museum. But it's a beautiful air, and it's in red and silver, even though I said it was red and white. And here's the inside of the coach compartment, so you can kind of get a feel for it. But anyway, if you get a chance to ride in something this old, like a TriMotor or a DC-3, it is well worth the money, just for the sake of having done it and experienced what people thought was state-of-the-art many years ago. So, ladies and gentlemen, this about wraps up on the 1929 Kushner K5 Air Coach. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen, a 1929 only one flying in the world Kushner K5. Thanks to Rich Harrison for providing me all this information. Hope you found this useful and informative, and have a great day flying your Grumman. You know, forget buying expensive toys for your kittens and cats. We find that just taking the aircraft spruce box and the paper on the tile floor is more than enough amusement for them for hours.